I was like, man, I don't believe Gucci just sit there and just let a nigga do something to him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this was like some surprising news. At least it was for me. That I didn't really expect it, but you know, they're saying Pooh Shiesty robbed Gucci Mane over Gucci Mane not wanting to help out when Scar died. And they're saying that now he's signed to Yo Gotti.
They said he was locked up. I just saw he out.
Oh, he's out, or he was in.
He was on live.
A halfway house for a while.
He was in the halfway house, but he wasn't posting on the internet while all that was going on. I heard that too. They went in the studio, met him, tried to press him like all his big homies. You know, I think they said his pops, all type of motherfuckers. And then they said Gucci punched one of them and they shit. You feel me? So ain't no telling. I don't like, man, I don't believe Gucci just sit there and just let a nigga do something to him. You know what I'm saying? Over the Scar, I mean, I understand everything, but they say Gucci's supposed to punch one of them and shit. And his ring fell off and his watch like broke, and he picked it up. So I don't think it was like a robbery, like, nigga, give me that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a scuffle, it was going down, and then he lost his pieces.
Roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Shiesty, he home. He still on the label.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Shiesty, I got big plans for Shiesty, man.
Yeah.
That's who I've been waiting on, Shiesty.
Yeah.
So you know, we finna go up through that now. And Pooh finna come out too, and I got big plans for him too. I got to just execute these plans.
Everything right on time.
Bro, it's very exciting times now.
Yeah.
I've been waiting on them, I can't lie.
Who would play the young Gucci in your movie?
I like, what's the dude play Shinofa?
Gucci seen you on YouTube, reached out to you. How did you feel when he reached out to you? Was you fucked up? Did you believe it? Or you thought it was a fake account?
Yeah, I ain't believe it at all. Look at my phone. I said, hell no. I wake up, I get all the way up. Look at my phone again. He text me again. He was like, what's up? I text back right there. I was like, what's chopping? He was like, man, I'm rocking with your music, home. You too hard. I instantly put my clothes on, leave. I go to the house. I wake Pops up. You know, this my manager. Hell no, this ain't real.
Right.
I wake him up. I show him. He couldn't believe he down there sweating. He get the sweat. So look, he sent me his number. He said, FaceTime me. I FaceTime him from there. We talked about like 5 hours. And it was up from there. And now fucking twin sister mama's cousin.
Bitch! Snitchatron!
You got
What y'all expected out of Pooh Shiesty since he just got out?
So what we expecting out of Pooh Shiesty since he just got out?
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah,
music for sure.
To get it back in blood.
Get back in that music for sure.
That's all he gonna be focused on watching. That's all you gonna see.
Don't do no club.
He ain't about to do. He's just about to drop hella shit.
No bullshit right now.
He's just about to drop shit.
Well, he's
Pooh Shiesty and Choppa Gang ran down on Gucci Mane, relieved him of some of his possessions, and basically forced him to sign a contract releasing Pooh Shiesty from 1017. I had people hit me up saying some of Gotti's people are the one who did this. When you listen to the FDO song, he's shouting out Yo Gotti. If you're signed to Gucci Mane, you are not showing Yo Gotti love.
That means it was a sneak attack. Let's just say maybe Gucci made arrangements to come to Dallas. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Pooh's in Dallas, I'm gonna book some studio time.
Yeah.
We gonna get it in. Hey, Pooh them at the door, let them in. They come in, right? It had to be some shit like that. Gucci wouldn't have been anticipating the problem. It wouldn't have been that easy.
I feel like the signing artist part of Gucci's life is over.
But bro, what's really gonna be over is Pooh Shiesty's career.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his on the shelf. Y'all going on the shelf, boy.
Ain't putting on, man. That's all we know, man. Putting on like the lawn, man. Freedom murder, man. Know what's going on.
Their way.
Devils who got them served. They weren't doing it for a little saint, man.
You're cruising through Memphis in your red car, minding your own business, when suddenly bullets start flying through your windows. You get hit, paralyzed for life, all because someone thought you were the enemy. That's exactly what happened to an innocent civilian caught in a deadly case of mistaken identity, and the person behind it, Lil Hank, Pooh Shiesty's most loyal crash dummy, now serving an 18-year sentence for a moment that changed multiple lives forever. by the end of this video, you're going to understand why Hank isn't just a name in the streets, why Pooh Shiesty keeps shouting him out in nearly every track, and how loyalty turned into a life sentence that nobody saw coming. Stay with me, because this story gets darker and more intense with every chapter. Lil Hank wasn't some random street kid. From a young age, he was running the streets of South Memphis with Pooh Shiesty, learning early that survival meant being ready for anything. We're talking about Cane Creek Apartments, a place where showing weakness could get you eliminated, and proving loyalty could elevate your status instantly. While other kids worried about school or girls, Hank was already building a reputation as someone who would put in work for his crew without hesitation. That kind of mindset earned him respect, but it also painted a target on his back. And in Memphis, respect and danger often walk hand in hand. The environment in South Memphis isn't like other cities. There's a mix of Southern hospitality and unfiltered savagery that creates crews who are loyal to the bone but can be lethal when provoked. Young people carry weapons as casually as accessories. Families sleep on floors to avoid stray bullets, and everyone is constantly on alert. In this environment, you either protect your own at all costs, or you risk becoming a victim. Hank grew up understanding this mentality instinctively. Loyalty wasn't just a word, it was survival. And proving that loyalty often meant taking extreme risks that most people couldn't even imagine. Chopper Gang didn't form overnight. Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, Lil Hank, and a handful of other local YNs decided to come together with one goal: control their territory and earn respect by any means necessary. It was the mid-2000s, and Memphis was raw, unfiltered, and unforgiving. Pooh Shiesty naturally became the CEO, not just because he had vision and charisma, but because he carried the street credibility necessary to lead. His father was already a known figure in the local streets, involved in mob ties and dealing with his own legal troubles, which gave Pooh instant respect but also a target on his back. Every CEO needs enforcers though, and that's where Lil Hank came in. While Pooh focused on the business and his rap career, Hank was out making sure nobody tested Chopper Gang's reputation. Hank's role was clear: protect the crew, enforce territory, and be the first one through the door when danger arrived. This earned him the unofficial title of Pooh Shiesty's main shooter. While others hesitated, Hank handled the assignments most people wouldn't touch. By the time Pooh Shiesty started gaining recognition in the music industry, Hank was still grinding in the streets, ensuring that Chopper Gang's name remained untouchable. Their division of labor worked perfectly. Pooh could focus on his music, and Hank could handle the messy realities of street politics. Memphis street culture is complicated. National gangs like the Crips and Bloods exist, but smaller, hybrid crews like Chopper Gang operate under their own rules. This made them unpredictable, dangerous, and highly respected or feared depending on who you asked. Hank's early actions established the gang's credibility. Territorial disputes, robberies, and confrontations that never made the news became legendary in the streets. One notable incident involved a rival crew attempting to set up in Chopper Gang territory. Hank allegedly confronted them directly, making it clear that this was Chopper Gang's block, and anyone trying to change that would face consequences. Fast forward a few years, Pooh Shiesty is blowing up in the rap scene, collaborating with artists like Lil Durk and dropping tracks that garnered millions of streams. While Pooh was traveling to studios in Atlanta and Los Angeles, Hank remained in Memphis, running the ground operations. The dynamic was fascinating. Pooh, the rising celebrity, was visible and celebrated, while Hank, the unsung soldier, remained in the shadows, handling the dangers that nobody talked about publicly, but loyalty went both ways. Pooh never forgot who held it down for him in the streets, which is why Hank's name continues to appear in songs, not as a casual shout-out, but as recognition for the sacrifices he made behind the scenes. As Chopper Gang's profile grew, so did scrutiny from law enforcement. By 2018 and 2019, attention from the police and federal agencies intensified. And then there was the rivalry with EBG, a crew from North Memphis, which escalated after Pooh Shiesty dropped his Back in Blood verse with Lil Durk. The track wasn't just music, it was a direct message referencing real-life events where Chopper Gang had allegedly struck in EBG territory. Hank, ever the crash dummy, pushed for retaliation. He wasn't content with just letting music speak, he wanted action. And in the streets, action carries consequences. Now we get to the incident that changed everything. It was 2020, tensions in Memphis were at an all-time high, and Hank was riding through the city, likely handling some task for Chopper Gang. Suddenly, he spotted a red Infiniti. In the mindset of someone deep in multiple beefs, every unfamiliar car could be a threat, every stranger a potential enemy. In a split second, Hank decided that this was the ops trying to move through Chopper Gang territory. Without hesitation, he opened fire. But plot twist, it wasn't an enemy at all. It was an innocent civilian with no ties to any gang. Multiple bullets hit the man, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down. His life, and the lives of his family, would never be the same. Hank didn't stop there. In a panic, he tried to flee the scene, but karma caught up quickly. He lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a pole, disabling the car and leaving him trapped. Witnesses called the police, and when officers arrived, the evidence was clear. Shell casings, witness testimony, and Hank's presence at the scene made the case airtight. Within days, Hank was facing charges that would ultimately result in an 18-year sentence. One decision, one split-second action, and everything changed. The courtroom proceedings revealed the full impact. The victim wasn't just injured, he would face a lifetime of medical bills, physical therapy, and psychological trauma. His family had to adapt completely, rearranging their lives around his new reality. The judge specifically highlighted the senselessness of the crime, emphasizing that this wasn't an act of self-defense or a targeted attack. It was a tragic mistake that permanently altered a civilian's life. Hank's family faced devastation as well. Their son, brother, and friend would be gone from their lives for nearly 2 decades. But here's the part that's almost unbelievable. Even behind bars, Hank doubled down on his crash dummy mentality. Sources say he posted online claiming that the only reason his enemies were still alive was because he was locked up. No remorse, no acknowledgement of the paralyzed man's suffering. Just the same mindset that got him in trouble in the first place. Loyalty, taken to an extreme, had become a permanent prison in more ways than one. Pooh Shiesty, on the other hand, continued to show love to Hank, keeping his name alive in songs and shoutouts. The message was clear: loyalty is rewarded even when it comes with consequences. For Chopper Gang members, it reinforced the culture of ride-or-die mentality. But in the real world, the story is far more complicated. The streets may respect Hank's commitment, but the human cost is devastating. The innocent man who lost his mobility, the family reshaped by tragedy, and Hank himself, now serving an 18-year sentence, show the high price of extreme loyalty. The incident also became a reference point for law enforcement, highlighting the dangers of gang culture in Memphis. It was used to justify more aggressive crackdowns and prevention efforts, showing the consequences of gang conflicts spilling into civilian life. For young people in Memphis, Hank's story became both a warning and a twisted form of inspiration. Some saw the risks and decided gang life wasn't worth it, while others admired the unshakable loyalty, seeing it as something to emulate. But the reality is stark. Loyalty without caution can be deadly. Hank's story illustrates the difference between protecting your crew and being reckless. The civilian's life was changed forever due to a split-second misjudgment. Hank's own life was destroyed in the process, and even Chopper Gang felt the repercussions of losing their most trusted soldier. This is the harsh truth behind the music. The crash dummy lifestyle may sound glamorous in songs, but when it goes wrong, the consequences are permanent. Meanwhile, Pooh Shiesty continued to rise in the music industry, signing deals with major labels like Gucci Mane's Imprint and Atlantic Records, selling tens of thousands in his first week, and becoming one of the biggest names in Memphis rap. Meanwhile, Lil Hank sits in a cell for 18 years, a stark reminder of the cost of blind loyalty. The irony is almost poetic. While the empire flourished, the man who helped protect it destroyed his own life trying to defend it. Hank's story is a cautionary tale. The streets will always remember him as Pooh Shiesty's most loyal crash dummy, the soldier who would throw everything away for his crew. But the real-world consequences are impossible to ignore. One innocent civilian's life was changed forever, and Hank's prime years will be spent behind bars. It's a lesson about the dangers of recklessness disguised as loyalty. When you listen to the music and hear the shoutouts, it might sound glamorous, but behind the beats and streams is a world where mistakes are permanent and consequences are unforgiving. Hank risked everything, lost everything, and the lesson is clear. The crash dummy lifestyle isn't sustainable. Respect in the streets doesn't equal long-term freedom or success. The human cost is real, and no amount of loyalty can erase the pain caused by reckless actions. So, what do you think about Lil Hank's story? Was his loyalty admirable, or was it just reckless? Could this have been avoided if he had paused for just a few seconds? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the music, the streets, and the people who live these intense realities. Until next time, stay safe out there, and remember, loyalty has a price, and sometimes it's higher than anyone ever imagines.